Okay, we have our running back one off the board. We have the best player in Dynasty rookie drafts finally gone. And he goes to the exact landing spot we predicted. He goes to the New York Jets. RIP Michael Carter Jr. But now what I do get to say is, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so, for everybody making fun of me for telling you to sell Michael Carter Jr. Now, we can actually use this as a history lesson going forward. And I really want to do this in that what we always go back to, I talk about this every offseason. I get so much hate every offseason, is looking at the team investment into the running back position by NFL franchise. And if you looked at the New York Jets and their team investment into the running back position this year, they had absolutely nothing. If you're looking at this roster, there was not a single running back on the team that was being paid a significant amount of money. There was not a single running back on the team that was a top 100 draft pick overall. So for looking at that scenario, this is a team that's always going to be in the market for a running back. We saw this in Jacksonville last year in 2021. Despite James Robinson posting a fantastic rookie season, hell, there was no investment into the running back position whatsoever. So despite them already having a talented younger player on the roster, they still went out of their way and they still decided to spend a first-round pick on Travis Etienne. And Dynasty drafters have to learn that lesson again here with Michael Carter Jr. And please understand that Breece Hall stepping in here means he is the bell cow running back, all 3 downs, day one. Day one. This is not going to be a UNC, Javonte Williams, and Michael Carter Jr. split backfield. Breece Hall, from every measure, is a better prospect than Michael Carter Jr. If you head over and look at Breece Hall in college, this was a running back that commanded that 3-down workload. This is a running back that went out the gate already as a 3-down workhorse at Iowa State. I mean, he goes as a freshman and he averages damn near 15 carries a game. His sophomore year, Breece Hall comes out and has over 300 touches in 12 games played. I'm no mathematician, so let me pull out my calculator here and let's just kind of figure out what this means on a per touch basis. And this is not like Tyler Batty that all of a sudden you have to look at the fact that he doesn't weigh 200 pounds and we say, okay, well, at the NFL level, that workload's not going to transition over. No, Breece Hall has a BMI of 30.3. We've already discussed that's the range where you can see those 3-down bell cow running backs. And Breece Hall accounted for over 25 touches per game in 2020. He was efficient with those touches as well. And I know a lot of people are going to say, okay, well, yeah, you got Michael Carter Jr. He's the better pass catching running back. He's the better pass catching running back in the backfield. I'm not sure of that, because if you look at the college target shares for Michael Carter Jr. compared to Breece Hall was actually more involved as a pass catcher in college than Michael Carter Jr. was. Breece Hall had a college target share of 11.7%. He had 36 receptions his final season at Iowa State. He had 82 receptions throughout his collegiate career, and in 3 years, that's very impressive. This is a running back that also ran a 4.39 40-yard dash, which we know the 40-yard dash doesn't mean anything at quarterback, doesn't mean anything at wide receiver, but it does have correlation to fantasy success at the running back position. So Breece Hall checks every single box. He's a better running back than Michael Carter Jr. in every way imaginable. Michael Carter Jr. now becomes a much worse version of Tony Pollard, where, I mean, he's a worse version of Alexander Madison. He's a handcuff running back that only has value if you have an injury to Breece Hall. And if we're looking at Breece Hall's dynasty stock, he's the 101 easily. I mean, he was the 101 before this. He's the 101 after this. I mean, I saw some people in the last live stream saying that it was a bad landing spot for Breece Hall. I will say, I have my concerns with Zach Wilson, but this is a New York Jets team that has been killing this NFL draft. It seems like pretty much every single one of these teams in the NFL now recognizes that when they have a quarterback on that rookie contract, that it's their responsibility to push all the chips in the middle. It's their responsibility for the Philadelphia Eagles to go out there and trade for A.J. Brown. It's the responsibility of the Miami Dolphins to go trade for Tyreek Hill. But here with Zach Wilson, they're doing it a little differently. They're going out there and getting him his pieces through the NFL draft. It's all down to Zach Wilson. We've already discussed this. I am very worried based on the adjusted yards per attempt for Zach Wilson. If you look at the adjusted yards per attempt for Zach Wilson his rookie season, really there are only busts in that range. Like you have guys like Deshaun Kaiser, Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins, Josh Rosen, yada, yada, yada. We can go down the long list, CJ Beathard. And at the end of the list, you do have two names that were able to make it back. You have Carson Wentz as well as Josh Allen, okay? And I know everybody runs to Josh Allen as the prime example of a quarterback that failed his rookie season, that was able to obviously hit extreme heights later on in his NFL career. But if we're talking probabilities, historically speaking, for a quarterback like Zach Wilson to post such a horrendous rookie season, I am pessimistic about this New York Jets offense, despite that this team has gone out there and crushed this draft. But honestly, based on the volume I'm expecting that you should actually see from Breece Hall, based on the expectation that Breece Hall is able to command 20 plus touches at the next level, as well as keeps that role on third down, I'm not expecting Michael Carter Jr. to have it. I'm not saying that Breece Hall is a running back we shouldn't be drafting because of Zach Wilson and my hesitation with this New York Jets offense, even though I know everybody's going to be all in. And I will say, Zach Wilson, based on what the Jets have done so far in this NFL draft, you have to move his dynasty value up. You have to be more optimistic about Zach Wilson because this is a team that's been building the right way. But Breece Hall is a generational running back. What we can also do is go through and look at running backs that have graded out similarly to Breece Hall. So Breece Hall scores a 25 in our running back prospect model. The other running backs since 2014 that have had this same score, Cam Akers, I actually really like that comparison with Cam Akers. Antonio Gibson, Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny, obviously a massive bust, but I think it was more so due to health. I mean, I've always said Rashad Penny has the talent, he just can't stay healthy. Running backs that scored 1 point less than Breece Hall. Running backs that scored a 24 were DeAndre Swift and Dalvin Cook. Running backs that scored 1 point more than Breece Hall as a 26. Todd Gurley, Jonathan Taylor, Ezekiel Elliott, Joe Mixon, Christian McCaffrey. Like, that's the range we are talking about with Breece Hall as a prospect. The only bust on that list was Rashad Penny. The worst running backs outside of Rashad Penny on that list were Cam Akers and Antonio Gibson. So I'm viewing Breece Hall as a player that probably has the floor of Cam Akers. And honestly, I hate to say it, but I think the ceiling of someone like Dalvin Cook, I truly think that he can get there. Y'all know, I mean, I've been a part of the Breece Hall's the top 5 Dynasty running back fan club. I am so damn excited about it. GV2 says, who the hell do I take of the 101? You take Breece Hall and you don't even think about it. But I just realized I have to go and start some Dynasty rookie drafts for our Flock Dynasty League. So I got to get out of here. But hopefully we get another live stream going tonight. Thank y'all again, of course, for being a part of the Flock. Thank you for coming out to the stream. If you have not done so already, please go down there. Drop a like on this live stream. I really do appreciate you. And I really do hope that you have a great night.